You're watching NBC5 News at 10.
Dallas City leaders are ready to take another run at lightening up on people caught with small amounts of marijuana. Good evening, everyone. I'm Brian Curtis.
And I'm Meredith Land. The City Council will vote next month on a proposal to ticket minor marijuana offenders instead of putting them in handcuffs.
A poll released this week by the University of Texas and the Texas Tribune reflects changing attitudes towards pot. 2 years ago, 24% of Texans polled said marijuana should never be legalized. Earlier this month, that number had dropped to 17%.
Our Noel Walker is live in Dallas. Noel, Dallas has talked about doing this before. Why bring it up again now?
Meredith, they have, and there's a few reasons why it's coming up here again now at Dallas City Hall. One, those changing attitudes you talked about. Two, that Chief Brown left and he was not a supporter of cite and release. But the big one, probably the most important one, is that some city leaders don't think the crime is worth the cost. This is illegal in Texas. Smoking marijuana can get you arrested, but the cloud is starting to lift at Dallas City Hall.
If I had the power to legalize marijuana, I would do it.
Dallas City Councilman Philip Kingston says marijuana should be treated like some other illegal activities.
So's speeding, and so's jaywalking. And this is about prosecutorial discretion.
It's about resources. The Dallas Police Department averages 200 marijuana-only arrests each month. This at a time when DPD is losing officers. More than 100 have left the department since the new year.
We're really in a police crisis, and an officer who wastes his time taking a young man to jail when he could just write that guy a ticket really is misappropriating the public's resources.
Rather than take them to jail, Kingston says police should cite and release anyone caught with a little bit of weed.
This really isn't the big thing that, Texas is still kind of making it.
Gregg Gallian is a criminal defense attorney and former prosecutor with the Dallas County DA's office. He's handled marijuana possession cases from both sides.
I don't think that my opinion on it has changed. I think that the ultimate resolution, one way or another, the case is almost always going to get dismissed.
They're usually first offenders. Statistically, marijuana arrests in Dallas are disproportionately young Latino or African-American men.
They're not real criminals for smoking a little pot, but we don't want them to learn to be criminals by putting them in jail.
It's still a crime, but the City Council will decide whether to treat people caught with pot like criminals. Now, Councilman Kingston told me that he thinks he has enough support here in the City Council this time around to push through cite and release. We reached out to DPD for a comment on this story and were declined, but they did say they would follow the City Council's lead. Reporting live in Dallas, Noel Walker, NBC5.
Thank you, Noel.